Is Battle Royale dead? H1Z1, PUBG, Fortnite, Apex Legends, Hyperscape, Warzone, Spellbreak, Super People, and probably some others that I'm forgetting. But just off hearing that list, do you think BR as of right now is dead? Let me know what you think in the comments before I even go any further with it. In short, no. I mean, every genre has its ups and downs. Like even just with the BRs I named, Spellbreak and Hyperscape are shut down, or Spellbreak has announced that they're shutting down, so they're both just in the gutter entirely. And they were both like very late to the BR. Spellbreak definitely had its own thing going with just the wizards and just the combat types they were going for. Hyperscape was very fast paced with just all the movement and everything. I actually really like that one. Out of all the BRs outside of Apex, Apex is my favorite one obviously, but Hyperscape is like my second favorite out of all the BRs. I think Fortnite is cool. I like playing Fortnite here and there, but Hyperscape was actually fun as hell, but it didn't make it out, that stuff. And I say it to say that a BR will die if it's just the only attraction of a game is just the Battle Royale mode. If it's just the main attraction, it doesn't have anything to accompany it to be like, I guess like a co-star in the game. Like even with Apex, Arenas was not popular and that dropped in season 10, but now, just now, season 16, they got TDM, Control, and Gun Run as permanent modes. But for the most part, for the entirety of the 4 years that game has been out, it's been mainly focused on the BR, and it's been able to live that entire time because it has the Titanfall style movement and the gunplay is really good. That's what's carried it, even through its just scan meta this or heavy server issues, all of that. It's been able to live through that just off its gameplay alone, and you have to be on that level of gameplay for it to even be a chance of the game surviving. And Hyperscape was the closest thing to that, and that still got dropped off pretty quick. I think if a BR is going to drop, it can't just be the BR. It has to be a game that has a section of the game for BR and a section for like probably the arena modes like TDM, Search and Destroy, Hardpoint, all of those, or just something else. It can't just be BR and that is the game. Granted, that takes a lot of money and funding, but the most ideal version of this right now is Call of Duty, where they have the multiplayer and Warzone, and then depending on the game, it's gonna have a campaign and zombies. And like I said, Apex has their version of this now with their mixtape playlist. Fortnite has, or they started with Save the World. BR wasn't even a thing. They've been doing this from the jump. They started with Save the World, which is PvE. Then they had the Battle Royale come out, which is what blew them up entirely, and now they have creative, or not now, they've had creative for a while, but that's like the last big major addition. And of course they always have the content drops. I just saw they got Michael B. Jordan in there from Creed 3. But I think Battle Royale is like that next staple mode. Like people have been playing TDM on Call of Duty since the beginning of time, and they still play it to this day. They still play Search and Destroy and all those other modes, regardless of it being the exact same mode every single game. And I think Battle Royale can join that list of modes that really is just there all the time, but it can't just be like Battle Royale is the reason you're playing the game anymore. That's gone now. And even with the arena shooters that are trying to be in that Call of Duty space, they still need to have some kind of innovation to stand out, obviously. Like right now, it's probably like Veiled and X-Defiant are my two that I would think could do anything. X-Defiant is pretty close to COD gameplay, but it has abilities like, say, hero shooter, but with COD style gameplay. But I played the beta for it like 2 weeks ago, and it was actually really good. And there's also Veiled Experts, which is third person. It's kind of like, it's closest to Rogue Company just because they're both third person shooters. But the main mode is Search and Destroy, and they added TDM in the private playtest I just did because I'm a partner for them. Then they also have elements from BR. There's a ring that closes in as the match goes on, or as the round goes on top of the gunplay just being, in my opinion, better than Rogue, and just how the abilities in the game work. It's also a hero shooter with agents, and then their abilities aren't like super overbearing, but just something to set the game into its own space and just grow its own community, not just like we're playing this because we don't want to play COD, we're playing this because we don't want to play Rogue. Or even like an art style, like there was a game, it was a roller drome. It was only PvE, I think, but if that game had multiplayer, I think that could have been something, because it was on roller skates. It was like Jet Set Radio as a shooter pretty much. And there was a game, you went around the ring and you had to like throw a ball through a goal. I forgot what it was called. I'll put it up on the screen if I ever remember. But yeah, just combine that with roller drum. I think that could have been a good, at least something fun to play. And add that with BR, so you have arena shooting, BR shooting, PvE, or campaign. Just if you have 2 to 3 of those, I think that's kind of the formula to have a game be relevant for any period of time. Like Destiny does PvE, and then they have like the trials, Crucible. And the obvious problem with all this is how much money that takes, and just the size of a dev team to have like 2 to 3 different styles of a game all wrapped up in one. possibly free to play at the same time. And I think that's the main reason it really hasn't happened yet, because that's a big ass hurdle to get over. But will it ever happen? Maybe Ubisoft does it, or just some AAA, or somebody comes out of nowhere and makes a game like that, or maybe just this big three of Fortnite, Warzone, and Apex just keep on improving and adding in more stuff. I would like to think that would happen, but I don't really have faith in that option, to be honest. Anyways, let me know what you think. If you listen this long, you might as well subscribe to the channel, leave a like on the video. I'll talk for a second about being Veiled Exor's partner. I did react to their final beta trailer. It's coming on March 30th. If you missed that video, it's on the screen now.